Hey, how are you? Well, this quick talk today is going to be about, the big interesting one, UFOs and their inhabitants, their purpose, and what we have to do with them. It's all linked all together. So first of all, I wanted to make my own quick, my first memory about UFOs in a personal experience that happened to me when I was probably about 6 years old. My parents had just bought a new house in a new development. It was a brand new and modest, medium-sized home, very nice. And it was on a nice street that had a park and all that. And I remember I was watching I used to have a habit of, even after it was my bedtime, I would go and sit by the window, and in those types of homes, the window was low to the floor, so I would sit on the carpet, and the window might be yay high for a kid at the time, and I would look at the stars. I love the stars. Felt quite attracted to the sky, and basically I started to see stars that were moving. And even at that young age, I recognized that it wasn't, an airplane or anything that was earthly and close. It was more along the lines of something as far away as the stars and moving. And people that know the difference, right? Because you detect that your intuitive knowing, your knowing, understands that they are quite far away. And it started even at that age, and I would, even to this day, that I would see them. Pretty much now, every night I go out and look for it and wait a while, I will see one or more. And all it is, and sometimes they're even still, like they're stationary, and then start moving, and sometimes take off at ridiculously fast speeds. So it's like literally, and you can do it too. The point of my video is that this is a practical application you can do for yourself. You can see UFOs any night you want to, as long as you have discernment and are willing to. I will say a few things, as it also is with ghosts and spirits. It's the same with UFOs. If you're going out there and you're demanding them to come to you, and you're being the judge, and you're in fear and doubt, saying, I don't believe until they prove it, and that's your attitude about it, then they don't want to, whether it's a spirit or whether it's UFO. Why would they want to? I mean, sometimes they will, out of mercy or for their own humor perhaps. But why do they want to go and make themselves available under the microscope for you and your judgments, right? When it's done more in the spirit of, okay, I believe it's out there, then there's more of a cooperation. Now, if they're more in the know than us, and they certainly are, then for us to judge them and drag them down to our level, it doesn't work. So just to repeat myself, when there's going to be a cooperation, when you're in the spirit of cooperation and readiness, and because I think too, if you're not ready, you just might not find it. You might not be ready, right? So to engage with it with an open, loving heart and a wide, sober mind, then these things can be had anytime you want. And I'm telling you the truth. Okay, look into my eyes. I'm telling you very, very sober truth. Okay, any night, anytime you want to, that you're open to it, you'd be surprised how fortunate you'll be to encounter these things. Now, some people said they encountered things and they didn't accept it and didn't want it. Well, my secret knowledge for you is to say yes, you did. You accepted it beforehand, one way or the other. And it's a good thing, because your testimony is beautiful. And the more we share and the more we talk about UFO phenomenon, and not the possibility, the fact of it, from the ancient astronauts that visited and are still here. We say ancient because for ancient man, humankind, they were here and did assist. Yes, they did. And they're still here. They are a higher graduated form of what we humans are. The soul that inhabits a body type upon its worthiness. When we graduate this type of Earth experience, we will be the ones going around place to place helping out others. That's great. That's going to be fun. I would like to be intergalactic priest, intergalactic shaman. That's my hope. I would love to do it. That's the best for me. Whether for you, if it's exploration, whatever it is, but we are coming to that very quickly, many of us. So it doesn't have to be, frowned upon anymore. Honestly, we're at such a time and such an age right now that for us to doubt and fear those two things, those two killers, doubt and fear at this point is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Our own achievements should not surprise us. In our human technological advancements I'm talking about, they should not surprise us. Anything we do, someone else already did, in one way or the other. Now we have our own style, right? So we can be proud of ourselves and say, we did this, we figured it out. But we were, assisted. The ideas came from somewhere, and we were able to do these things. It's like universal archetypes. Flying is flying, no matter where you're from, right? To put it that way. So, nothing to be afraid about, and basically, to know that it's true and it always was and will be true and it always was there, is now and will be. That's great. Just accept it. And what can you do with it? What is happening? What's the reason of all of it being there and being, what's amazing is now in this day and age, okay, right now at the time of this quick talk, it's April 2011, and this has been known by human beings since the beginning of when human beings have been around. Since our souls have been in these bodies on this, what's called Earth, this has been known. Okay? Biological entities, extraterrestrial, to call the Earth Terra, extraterrestrial biological entities. They were there before us. And they are the helpers, the watchers. Okay? And they have their own, there's some that are here watching, but they're all over the place. Those who graduated. And some are regressive too. Yes, there are stories of that. Some have fallen from grace. Sometimes the description of fallen angel is that, fallen EBE. The dark spirits of fallen EBEs are said to be the ones that are causing this planet a lot of trouble. Satanic worship has to do with these kind of guys. That's one side of it. That's one part of the Satan. But anyway, that stuff not to be afraid of. Okay. So I don't know. I'm just gonna ramble as I go. There's no real. I don't have bullets this time, or I'm not really gonna follow a scheme, as it were. But just talk about it. So my own personal experiences really did start with starting to notice stars that just started moving. They were there, stationary and still, and then just started moving, and very far away. Sometimes taking off at incredible speeds. I've seen them do boomerang type of movements. They go really fast one way, stop, and then go the other way. In my, early to mid-20s, I saw some really cool, I don't know, what's the terminology? I don't have the terminology for it. Like aero acrobatics. Just really funny, fancy stuff. And you have lots of videos on that stuff. When they take pictures of still frames, and it says, and then you see a streak of light, and just in one still frame you see this like trace, looks like a tangly string or shoelace, and they understand it to do that to be that thing is going bloody fast, thousands of miles per hour. So yeah, that's great, and we don't have it here on Earth, but they have it out there. We're just one other planet coming along. Now, it has been said in the secret knowledge, you can find these videos too on they're there on Google and YouTube and whatnot. A secret was told to us by our friends out there, and they said they were impressed at our rate of scientific technological advancement, although thought that we went too far with that without bringing to balance our spiritual advancement. And I agree with them. Simply known by the fact that this Earth is still run by well, we're still in a mode of partial confusion, a lot of people. And when we advance technological wise and don't advance our soul as much, then we use these things irresponsibly. So the point is, what we maybe should have done was keep both together on an even par. I would personally say keep the spiritual advancement and the holiness first, and then bring the technology up to match. But we've done the opposite. So that was our strange triumph and failure, to call it that. But anyway, they said that about us. That's a true fact, and we should be on the safe assumption now that it's very close for a big return. Okay, more and more are people accepting the fact that there's something out there watching. Now there's two ideas going on. One is being promoted, its enemies are enemies. One is being promoted, oh, they're our friends. Well, they are our friends. The ones who are telling you and telling me and attempting to tell us that they are enemies are those who have been quarantined and cast down here. So whether in a body or out of a body, the regressive fallen ones are trying, through their human compatriots, who are of the dark side also regressive, are trying to tell everybody, it's your enemy. And they make these movies and these stories, War of the Worlds, and all sorts of stuff. Well, they're out there and smarter than us and more advanced than us. They're more along the path than us. They are teachers. They're going to help us. Okay? My wife and I have had a nice, comforting handful of messages and dreams from them that everything is okay and they're working for our benefit. I will tell you the exact truth. There is going to be something very massive, on a massive scale for the whole world to see very soon, of this magnitude. Lots and lots. And they're going to come down, and those who are of good and trusting God and trusting light have nothing to fear. The people that are going to panic and say it's war and this and that, they belong to the negative, false side. Okay? This is very true. Now, and okay, granted there are going to be some that are confused, not knowing what to do, but I'm saying those who are propagating the message of, it's enemy, attack and kill them. No, they're not going to come down. They don't look like ugly, nasty monsters with tentacles and half shark and half God knows what. No, they don't look like this. Okay, they're not disgusting beasts. They're very beautiful, actually. The Star Brothers and Star Sisters are very beautiful. A lot of the races look very much like us. In fact, it's better to say we look like them. They were there first. So the being, the creature called the human, which is a body to house a soul, the creature called a human is modeled after some of them. Like you hear a lot of stories about some of them being the tall Nordic types. They look Caucasian and they're tall, they have blonde hair, orange hair, usually blue eyes. Okay, this is a very prominent archetype of Star Brother. And a lot of them are tall, like sometimes 6, 7, 8 feet tall. Now you have also the stories about the Greys.